Welcome investors and traders to today's unusual option activity video series. This is for Feb 16th, 2022. Brought to you by the Market Action Act, and I am Dersh, your host for today. For those who do not know about us, Market Action is an app that tracks option trades that have been traded in the market in real time, and we have built algorithms on top of within our app that will analyze those trades and flag them as unusual. We'll discuss some of these trades in today's video. So please make sure you check us out and sign up for our free trial. So without further ado, let's jump in. Here is our quick disclaimer. This presentation is for educational purposes only, and this is not investment advice. Let's recap some of the trades that we had discussed in our previous videos if you've been following us. So here's one that has worked out just amazing. Amat or Applied Materials had earnings today, and they blew them. Well, not blew them, but they came in much better than expected. The EPS, the earnings per share, was in line. Revenue was beat by 77 million and had very good forward guidance. So boom, the stock moved up. In after hours, it closed at about $140, and in after hours, it was when we checked, it was trading at $144. So these 145 calls are very close to being in the money that we cited in our previous videos. But we have been in this trade for a while, and we actually did not hold them through earnings because earnings can still be risky. We were in this these calls at $3.50, and now we closed them at today at around $12. So that's like 250% in just a matter of few days. So boom, here it is. That's unusual activity. Now, for those who are still holding the 145 calls, if the stock does move down and doesn't come close to 145 very quickly, they will feel the IV crush. IV crush is a volatility crush that happens after the earnings are done. So going into the earnings, the IV is going to be high, which will affect the option prices and raise the prices depending on how high the implied volatility is. But implied volatility generally gets compressed after the earnings are done, after any event, a news event, earnings event, any event that is happening. Implied volatility will generally decrease right after that event, earnings being the most common one of them, and it will bring down the value of option with it. So even though if the stock moves up, not by much, just slightly, the option pricing might not move parallel to it. It might actually come down because the volatility just isn't there to boost up the premium of those options. So something to keep in mind when you trade or hold something past earnings. But this has been an amazing trade and something to continue to watch out for. As the guidance was great, and there's still a lot of activity at 145 calls, almost $8 million worth of premium traded. It'll be interesting to find out what the open interest is by end of day tomorrow. Does it continue to be held, or people are cashing in and liquidating their positions? The next one we were in is FCX. These still have a lot of time on them. Once again, it sometimes pays you well to be patient, especially on long dated options. We entered these around $1.85, and we closed these at around $1.40 for about 40% gains. The stock loss closed today at around $44.25, and it still has the possibility for these to go in the money, and we do have upside flow all the way up to the $1.50 calls. We just something to kind of keep watch out for. We'll stop tracking this now. since we are out of this position and we are cashed out. We just have one or two runners in place, which is we bought three to four options. We sold three of them, and we just have one right now trailing with the profits. This one, very controversial move up, Coinbase. They also have, I think, earnings coming up soon. The calls did move up more, about another dollar. So yesterday these closed at around 20. Today these 200 calls closed at around 21. The stock is currently sitting at 208 and 209. And just like that, you've turned around. When we entered these were about $13 and 50 cents, and these are now trading at $21. Just amazing, and just a great example of how unusual activity can help you make some money in this market using our app. Another one is KWeb that was cited in our previous videos. This is an ETF once again that tracks China Internet Index and is based on internet-based businesses such as Baidu, Alibaba, JD.com, Trip.com, so on and so forth. Now, whoever bought these, even if it traded down slightly a little bit today, by not much, just about 16%, the open interest has not changed, and the volume hasn't matched open interest yet. That means whoever is in them is still in them, and these are fairly cheap options. I guess just giving you another chance. Whoever bought these, they bought these around 51 cents. These are now at 45, so you're getting essentially another chance with a lot of time from now to March 3rd until expiration. However, if the stock does not move up, these will start decaying the value of the option. But something to keep in mind, fairly cheap, still open interest in place, and something close to like 10,000 of these, 11,000 now, 11,000 open interest still in place. So whoever is in them is still in them, and we continue to watch it. Another one that was cited yesterday was Uber. It has call options being traded. We saw some more call activity come in right around close for 37.50s at a different expiration. But looking at the stock, it hasn't moved down much. It's just moving within range. And the trade seems still to be on. As you can see, the volume hasn't matched open interest yet. Open interest still stands at around 12,000, and a lot of time for these to play out. The stock, one thing that looks promising is the stock is kind of hanging in there, and we saw some really good, right when we saw more call options come in, right around end of the day, we saw a good volume spike, and the stock has moved up slightly in after hours. So something that we're watching closely. It's the call strike is not too far from being in the money, and still a lot of time on these options again. So without further ado, let's look at some of the new option activity that happened today. What we have here is Macy's. There were 33 out the money call options being bought about 30 days out that expire on March 18th. These were once again marked bullish and marked unusual using our app. When you look at the call option, the volume is way above open interest, so these were traded pretty heavily. However, something to kind of take with a grain of salt, because whoever traded these, this option has already moved up about 85%. So something to kind of be a little careful about. But at the same time, The call strike is $33, and the stock is currently at 26.11. So there's still a lot of time for this to move up. So this is one of the unusual activities that we saw today in Macy's. Another one that we saw today was a lot of puts. Multiple puts were put flow sweeps were coming in throughout the day. Some during midday and some at the end of the day for $1.60 puts. And you can see the volume here is much above open interest. This stock does have earnings coming up on 22nd of February, and there was a little bit of a notice, as you can see here from our screenshot. There was some insider selling happening within the stock. So these puts are still out of the money. The stock currently stands at $68. The call strike, the put strike is at $60. So there's still a lot of time for these to go in the money or come close and be profitable. So something that we'll be watching for. And this is just to kind of add there, this is a ticker that we don't see a lot of option activity as well, which is why it was flagged in our system. So this one is a bit of a head scratcher. You can be a bull with this, or you can be a bear with this. I'm choosing to be a bear with this, even though there is a lot of good news coming across with CDC as they ease warning for cruises as COVID infections fall. The stock is currently trading at 23.31, and we had some in the money puts come in for 23.50 call strikes for around 400K in premium. Very short dated. These expire in the next few days on Feb 25th. And we also saw call activity to the upside, which is we saw a lot of call buying for 25 strike calls for April 14th expiration, close to about 500,000. As you can see here, both of these have the calls actually have a lot of open interest and just seems to be having added volume. And these were a lot of being bought on the buy side, so these were being bought aggressively. So something to watch out for. And with the puts, it doesn't really have a lot of open interest. They just started building a position in these. So this could go either ways. You can play both of them and see whichever direction it goes. The puts, they expire quickly, so this would be in the short term, maybe it drags down a little bit, and then in the long term, it pulls back up. So just something to keep an eye out for. You can play both of these. I'm choosing to kind of enter the put side right now unless I see the stock move up. I might join the $1.25 call strike option. And that's about it. Please make sure you visit www.marketaction.live to check out our app and sign up for our free trial and learn more about unusual option activity. If you have any questions, feel free to ask us in our Discord group, Discord community, or even share it on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and we'll try our best to answer them. We also have a series that we do pre-market, market action morning bites, so make sure you check this out during pre-market. It's generally between half an hour before market opens. So once again, thank you for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, please click the subscribe button and click the notifications icon, and it will help us bubble up in searches so more people can learn about unusual option activity as well as about our app. And if you're watching on any other social media like Twitter, Facebook, or Twitch, please like, comment, and share with your fellow traders. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next video. Until then, take care and trade responsibly.